everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever in the world it is that you are. Welcome once more to another live stream of Alexandra Mayers live here on the PNT Live Network, which is mine. Anyways, I really don't have much to do this afternoon, which is very nice. So I did a little stream earlier in regards to some happenings within the IRL desktop streaming community. And you can go and check that out over on the IP2 Wiki Info YouTube channel, should you desire to do so. Because it is kind of interesting, something going on. I have a theory about a little something that may manifest or it may not. It's something called Carterverse kids. I would actually like some of your opinions on that over there. So let me make sure that the sound is okay. Just give me a moment. Yeah, it's all right. So I hope all of you are having a good day. I'm doing pretty well over here. I'm finally catching up on updating some websites. If you would like to see some of the recent updates that I've been working on this afternoon, you can go over to streamerparents.com. There's a couple updates over there while I'm sitting here with some of you, because I have invited you to do an AMA, in other words, an Ask Me Anything. While I'm sitting over here, I think I'm going to work on at least one or two of the IP2.info wikis. The other day, we worked on a couple of the wikis, so, you know, I can do it today. I'm not sure who's I want to tackle, at least today. I'll have to see, you know, who's worth an update. You know, who needs an update? I don't really know. The music is a little bit louder than my voice. Thank you for telling me. See if we can fix that. Maybe I should just turn it off. I saw it was a new feature, so I felt like, oh, maybe I should try it. But maybe we don't need it. We'll just think about that as like intro music for today. It was an experiment. We don't need it. But yeah, if you were not able to hear what I was saying, because it did take somebody in the chat a while to tell me what was going on, I did a couple updates earlier over on streamerparents.com. That is a website I really want all of you to keep up with, because that particular website is going to, I think it's about to blow up. I really do. That one, but what else is going on? Oh, I wanted to talk about this. I'm going to be most likely doing a new podcast with a young woman that I connected with via the Outcast Owls, a young woman known as the Jokeress. We have not titled this podcast yet. It most likely will be entirely pre-recorded, but she's very intelligent. Very intelligent. She has, you know, a nice depth of knowledge when it comes to certain subject matter. And there's been a few things that I've been wanting to talk about with another woman for a long time, and I hope at least that she's into theology. She mentioned that she had a relative who worked in a professional capacity within the religious world, so I'm pretty sure that she would be aware of some of the things that I want to talk about. But the first podcast that we're going to do, we're going to talk specifically, most likely, about the history, stigma, and some artistic elements revolving around tattoos, because next month I am getting my first tattoo, and it will be one of many. And it's taken me years to really figure out what theme I want my tattoos to be, but I finally figured it out. But that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk mainly about art, but I have a feeling we are going to talk a lot about theology, and I'm looking forward to it. I specifically do want to touch on elements revolving around archangels. I think that will be fun. So that's coming up. What else is coming up with me? Well, I'll tell you what's coming off. A lot of the weight that I've been losing. I'll tell you, the last time I did that live stream, that 12-hour live stream, that knocked the hell out of me. I'm going to have to do longer walks like that in the future, because sometimes when you do extensive physical activity, it takes your body about 48 hours to show you the results. But I'm probably going to do a new photo set for my OnlyFans also. That's something coming up, because I'm very happy with my weight loss progress. So I'm feeling great about that. No, I want my tattoos to be permanent, not henna. Not henna. I've never had a tattoo in my life. I will be live streaming my first tattoos, just so that you all know, okay? But I grew up in a household that kind of looked down on tattoos. I grew up in a culture to where, if you're in, basically I grew up in a culture to where if you're supposed to be an upstanding African-American woman, you don't get tattoos, okay? And I always admire tattoos in other people, tremendously so. And I always kind of wanted to get a tattoo, but I could never figure out what design I wanted, what I wanted the theme of my tattoo or tattoos to be, or anything along those lines. But now at the ripe old age of 43, I don't have many more years left to do anything to where I can kind of relatively be on the younger end of what life is about, doing these things. So before I get too old, I'm getting my damn tattoos. I'm getting a whole bunch, and they're going to be on my left arm. It's going to be an entire sleeve from wrist to here. I'm not doing it all at once. I'm not that crazy, but probably over the span of a year. And I probably won't get any more after that. I've just always really appreciated the look of a sleeve tattoo on women. There's a lot of women I've known over the years who have had them, and I've been very envious of their tattoos. And I thought to myself, man, actually when I was living in the Los Angeles, California area, I almost started out there with some tattoos, but I'm glad I didn't at that particular time. But really I couldn't, because at that time I was doing modeling. And as a model, you cannot, if you're in the genre that I was in, it would have been to my detriment, and it would have heavily affected income for me had I gotten some tattoos, because I was kind of known as being the black chick with 0 tattoos. But those days are behind me. I don't plan on returning to those days, and I just want the tattoos. So I'm going to get the tattoos. So that's about it. That's really the only updates that I have that I feel like going into or sharing today. If any of you have any questions while I'm doing some updates and some research, feel free to go ahead and ask. Well, that's interesting, Nathan. I've never heard of that before. So I'll put your little thing up there. Oh, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to open up my StreamYard. That's what I'm going to do. Because I haven't done that in a very, 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 very long time. Actually, I hardly ever do this. Not everybody can come through. If you're someone who feels like I may want to talk to you, you can come on. But if you're someone who does not need to be trying to come on, please don't. Please don't, because you're not going to get to come on the show. All right, let me copy this link. Copy. Oh, in case some of you didn't notice, I darkened my hair, decided to get rid of the gray. I don't know if you can really tell on camera because you couldn't really tell before, but in person you can tell. I think you can tell on camera. If you're used to seeing me, you know it looks a little bit darker. Alright, I pinned the link. I use a flat iron. I use a flat iron to straighten my hair. And when you dye your hair, some of you may not know, but when you dye your hair, it tends to weaken the hair a little bit. But being African American, having the hair type that I have, it straightens my hair a bit more so than it normally would be. So for me, whenever I dye my hair, it's almost like a relaxer, really, because I refuse to do a full 100% relaxer ever on my hair again. But I got tired of seeing the gray. I'm not ready to be gray haired girl just yet. I thought maybe I was, but I'm not. I'm not. So we got rid of that. And there's a few other things I'm going to do, most likely to alter my look a bit. No plastic surgery or anything, the weight loss itself. And I haven't even done really a new photo set with the weight loss because I'm not quite where I want to be just yet. Not yet, but almost there. But there's just a few things. It's a few things. But yeah, I use a flat iron on my hair, and I tend to sleep with my hair wrapped up in a bun on the top of my head, so that's why there's a little bit of a waviness to it right now. Because I flat ironed it last night. Yes, I did, after I dyed it. Thank you, Rainers. I'll put your thing up there. That's pleasant. Okay, so let's take a look at what we're going to look at today. Oops, I didn't connect to my Bluetooth keyboard. Yeah, so I'll be on here a couple hours. Not very long. Because I do have to work this evening. Oh, good for you, Celine. I hope you had a nice day. No, when I'm older, Nathan, yeah, maybe that'll be a look, but not yet. Not yet. I'm not willing to do that yet. Most people cannot take criticism. I have a hard time taking criticism. I do. I'm better than I used to be when it comes to something like that. But, yeah. It's funny that you mentioned nails. Well, I need to redo my nails, actually. They're chipping. I don't like fake nails. Never have. I really don't like that look. I think people are going crazy with these fake nails. I cannot believe how many nail tutorial and nail to. I mean, I understand that it's a look. It's you know, maybe a special occasion or something, but not all the time. Come on. I mean, when it comes to the fake nails, I see women paying more attention to their nails than other things that they should be paying attention to. It's weird. It's weird to me how obsessed with fingernails people have become. And I mean, think about what nails really are. Same with hair, really. It's your dead selves. I don't understand, but then again, I haven't always or really ever been too into cosmetics or aesthetics. Fake eyelashes, I think people are going overboard with that too. I think that people are getting them too thick. They're like for every day. Now, I was born with hardly any eyelashes. I have really, really, really thin eyelashes, but I have very sensitive eyes. For me to wear fake eyelashes, it can actually be a little bit painful for me. So I don't. I just feel like, you know, I guess I'm just gonna have this look. But it's just overboard. It's overboard. I think you should care more about, you know, being in physical shape, in good physical shape. Try not to be overly overweight, or you know, things like that, opposed to fake eyelashes, fake nails, hair extensions. I think that you should try to maximize whatever your look is when you get out the bed. You shouldn't have to do too much to yourself when you go out into the world. That's my thought on that. But different people think differently. And some men are really into that. I don't want to be with anybody who's into too many artificial things. That's not for me. I once went out with a guy who, straight out the gate, said to me, "Oh my God, if you got extensions and you did such and such and you did this, you would look so much better." So I got up from the dinner table and left. You know, it's like, really? Really? Okay. Mm-mm. Sometimes I don't think a lot of men realize it, but I think a lot of men would be better off with drag queens or trannies than biological women. Just considering what they actually seem to believe and think about women. Yes, he absolutely did. I've given up on dating for now. Instead, I'm just really focused on just pushing my life professionally as much as I can. I did try. You all saw. I put it out there. I was looking. I put it out there, and you know, I didn't like any of the fish that I was able to reel in. So I'm just going to be single indefinitely, possibly forever. Got it. No, I cannot, Celine, because I'm not convinced that you are who you present yourself to be. Maybe, Nathan. Maybe. But I'll tell you this, I do like that I enjoy being solo. Like, I truly enjoy being by myself in life. And I'm very independent, very self-sufficient. Not many people could be with me because I would view them as being someone holding me back. But that's what happens when you're the kind of person I am. But it's okay. I'm not exactly what I said, Celine. You're a little pushy. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the latest gossip on a certain forum, and that will tell me whose wiki needs to be updated the most. Or what situations are deserving of a page. Because you know what I should do? I should make a wiki page on ip2.info outlining the interaction between a streamer known as Trishalicious and a streamer known as Controlla. Because that's starting to come to a head. And I think a lot of people are not familiar with the history and the backstory or the lore of that. And I'm not even completely familiar with how all that occurred. So it would be good to kind of start compiling all that information in some capacity. I would have to make a whole nother section, actually, of this wiki site. I guess I could call it IRL backstories. That's how we'll do it. Because some of these backstories, especially between the women, I think that they need to be documented. Because some of these women are getting very, very, very aggressive with each other. And it's easier for women to fool people than men. So, you know. That's an interesting thing for you to say, Nathan. I don't desire to be cloned. I used to think maybe, like, I'd be like, oh, what if there were a bunch of me's? But I feel like if I don't manage to have a biological child, I don't want my genetics, from me at least, anywhere else on this planet. I was actually thinking, I was thinking the other day, I was like, okay, if I don't have any kids or anything, and when I get old and I'm ready to just depart from here, because who knows how long I'm going to live for, but one thing I don't want is to be alive and not able to fully function. Like I don't want to. I just don't want to be in that kind of a position, and I don't want to put anyone out to take care of me or anything. So when I get to a certain age and I'm not able to fully function, I'm just going to have somebody push me into a volcano. That might be my trip to Hawaii. Seriously. Because I don't want anyone to have my DNA. I don't want my death to cost anybody any funds or money or anything. Just push me in the goddamn volcano and let that be it. Incinerate me. That's it. Alright, so we're going to make a page on this wiki called Trishalicious versus Controlla. Just to compile some videos and other information revolving around their interaction. I don't like either one, really. But I dislike Controlla far more than I dislike Trishalicious. But that could change at any point in time. It could. Absolutely it could. But yeah, that's how I want to go out. Just put me in a volcano once I can't walk anymore or move or talk or anything like that. Don't take my DNA, don't clone me, nothing. I'm not going to freeze my eggs. Nothing. Just get me off Earth, because I don't think Earth was quite ready for me to begin with. Okay, and yeah, we're going to make a section called, what did I say it was going to be? IRL backstories. And we probably won't get this done today, because I'm not going to want to sit here and work on it like constantly or for an extensive amount of time, but we can at least get it started. So where do I want to really start? Because I know they started out with Controlla trying to be Trishalicious. Trishalicious. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Sounds like bubblicious, like that bubble gum. Remember the bubblicious bubble gum? I guess she was trying to be more like Fergalicious, probably. I wonder if there's anything on this on here about it. Let's see. Trisha malicious? Maybe. Maybe she might be malicious. She is vicious. What else rhymes with that? Oh, that's funny. Okay, I don't see much about her here. Okay, let's see. I'm just checking. Yeah, because I mean, with both women, it's not really about either women. Both women are actually the catalyst for the story of their children. What they do in the grand scheme of things doesn't matter, but they are creating a foundation for what their kids end up doing, which most likely will matter, considering what they're involved in. Wow, I can't believe how many posts are on this forum about her. Okay, so a year ago? Yeah, it has been about a year since that incident occurred, isn't it? Nutritious. That does rhyme with it. Maybe we should write a song about that. We have a lot of words that are rhyming. don't we? But is she worth the song? Mm. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel she is. Put a 2 in the chat if you feel that she's not. I want to see how connected Controlla is to this girl. Not much. I see BGTV was trying to drum up the drama between them. Okay. So it appears like Controlla attempted to establish herself on the expert, like the Trishalicious expert, pretty early on. And now we have her doing the same thing with Skimask Andy's on and off girlfriend, Justin. It has to be a rap. I really don't want to do any kind of a diss track on certain people. Some people, yes, but no. It's interesting that so much has occurred just over a year. Around the same time that Controlla started on Trisha, that was, I see. See, I still think a lot of this is all just to try to get the attention of that guy, Aaron Carter, because of Aaron Carter having the ability to basically create child stars, give some of these mothers a career for their children should the mothers choose to do so. That's what I talked about earlier today. And so far, Trisha will be the forerunner in that game. But I could see why other moms could theoretically want that for their kid too. Rainers? I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, let's try to put these in order. Maybe I can just sort it this way. Let's see, video. Alright, so let's start this damn wiki. Alright, the verbal altercations that manifested between IP2, live streamer, Trishalicious, and desktop streamer, controller, appear to have began approximately 1 year ago. Well, let's try to find the date when they first started getting at each other. It's the first occurrence. Okay, I remember this part. Alright, let's see if we can get a date. Wow, she was still wearing that same t-shirt back then. Okay, yeah, started around September of 2021. Okay. Something's wrong with that controller girl. She keeps wearing the same shirt. Oh, she's been wearing the same shirt since September of 2021, and we know she has more t-shirts. Oh. No, that time has pretty much passed. All IP2 mods are simping Discorders. I've given up my search. I'm done because I got other stuff to do. And I've had it for a while. Okay, what else am I going to write? Initially, controller attempted miserably to befriend Trishalicious. However, it seems Trishalicious quickly saw through Controlla's disingenuous empathy as no more than a ploy to gather information on her. Shortly after, Trishalicious cut communication with Controlla obsessively took to social media via the YouTube platform and created a multitude of live stream videos which have continued well into, what are we in? May of 2022. Created with the malicious intent of defaming, slandering, and casting negativity upon Trisha, well, really, upon both Trisha Licious and her child. So now we're going to click videos. See what's what. And we have to link all of this to their wikis. Actually, Trisha Licious doesn't have a wiki anymore because she is straightening up her act. At least she appears to be for now. So she's canceled due to parenthood, but Controlla does have an ongoing wiki. At some point, Controlla's wiki may be canceled, but we're not quite there yet, are we? I don't think we will be for a very long time. And if you want to know who all these people are, just go over to ip2.info. It's an ongoing saga. Hello, Finland. How are you doing? It is documenting. Or at least putting a start to a backstory. And again, today is an AMA, Ask Me Anything. You got a question? I might have an answer. And this is interesting. This chick Controlla has all of her wish lists, donation collecting links, and all this stuff linked up to Trisha Licious. I wonder how much money she's made specifically from talking about Trisha Licious. And the reason I pose that question is because she likes to talk about the Outcast Owls making donations off her. But turnabout's fair play, isn't it? What you reap is what you sow. This is kind of biblical, isn't it? I wonder how much she made. Something to think about. I haven't even looked at all these videos, but I'm just going to put them in order over on the wiki, because I think that some of you may be interested in learning about this ongoing saga, because I am going to be covering some of this consistently for years. And so 8 months ago, all right, let's take a look at because I'm also going to create synopsis or summaries for some of these. Let's see, that one doesn't even come up. Oh, she looks so angry talking about Trishalicious too. It's weird. It's like another instance of single white female. You see a lot of that with the streamers. It's like they want to, they get so jealous and they want to become the other streamer, but they can't. So they get angry. Mm. Alright, before we continue with this, I'm going to go ahead, just so you guys can follow along with me, I'm going to save the page and I'm going to create a whole new section on the wiki called IRL Backstories. That way you guys can access this, because I'm sure you would like to. I love writing wikis. That's how you know I'm a real nerd. I really do. I used to hate wikis back when a little incident years ago occurred called porn WikiLeaks. But sometimes you gotta look at what you hate in life and you gotta flip it around, because if you don't, you're gonna end up going insane. When I was younger, I did travel to Europe a few times, yes. Let's see. There we go. All right, so if you go over to ip2.info now and you click, well, you don't have to click anything. On the very front page, there's a new section called IRL Backstories, linked to the IP2 network. If you click on that, just give me a moment, I need to create this page. right, got it going. You know what? I think you might be right. I think you might be right. Who would you say controls that community forum? Berlin, would you like to share that with us? Who are the people who operate it? Do you know? All right, so we got that video. So yeah, I'm going to go back through and I guess I'll have to watch all these videos and create summaries of exactly what's discussed in each video. All right, so I'll go ahead and put the BGTV commentary in there. Share. Let's go back to editing. Alright, we got Controller talking about flagging videos. Trishalicious was flagging videos at one point. But Control flags videos too on occasion. Everyone's flagging videos. Everything she's saying Trish is doing, she's doing. It's crazy. There's a few things that Trish has done that Controller cannot do, such as appear in Playboy as a cyber girl. Controller cannot do that, never could. So we got that in there. What else? Okay. We'll put this video, Gia's take on it. Now, Gia, lovely, unfortunately, has passed away. But she made a video talking about her thoughts on Trisha and Control. You know what? Let's listen to it. Let's listen to it. Let's see what her thoughts were. Because I don't even know what her thoughts were. This was 5 months ago.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Gia Lovely. I just wanted to do a quick little message. I have nothing against Controlla at all. I just happen to disagree with the one thing that she said about pedophiles and child molesters. I believe that both a child molester and a pedophile are the same thing. They hurt children, they think about children in a sexual manner, they are deviant, and I think that child molesters and pedophiles need to be taken off of this earth. That is my own opinion. And that is the only thing that I don't agree with in terms of what Controlla was saying. Other than that, I got no beefs with anybody, nor do I want any beefs with anybody. I also happen to like Outcast Owls. I think that they're very cool. As to the Trisha thing, done and over with. I went up against her. I stayed very calm. I don't put up with that type of behavior. I'm just a calm person in general. And I just kept saying, okay, Trisha, okay, Trisha, okay, Trisha, okay, Trisha. And I even said to Outcast, can we, meet her at some point? Because there's no point in trying to talk to her, because there is no talking to her. You know what I mean? And what's the point in fighting back when you can't fight back against someone who acts like that? It's better to stay calm in that type of a situation. And just, again, I will say this, I didn't get her daughter taken away, okay? Her daughter was taken away by her own actions and first-hand evidence that happened to be sent to CPS. Also, I don't know if people understand this, but a child can't just be taken out of the home without a judge signing off. And for whatever first-hand evidence that they had, whether it was videos or even statements from someone that's close to her, you know what I mean? Again, I don't feel wrong in what I did. I feel like I was a voice for Sheridan that she didn't have. I will always stand by that. I will not change my mind on that, and I feel like I did absolutely nothing wrong. I hope someday that Trisha gets it together. I can only hope, but that's up to her. You know, I wish her nothing but the best, and that's all I can say on that matter. I think I held my own with the interview with Outcast Alice and Trisha. That's all I gotta say in that matter. I wish you all a Merry Christmas. I'm spending time with my boyfriend right now. We happen to be at a gun show. My back is hurting, so he went inside.
Okay, we'll stop there. It's important to note that Gia Lovely is no longer with us. Okay? Keep all that in mind. I'm going to make a note on this. It's important to note in the video below that Gia Lovely outlined that Controlla believes according to Gia Lovely that pedophiles and child molesters are not one and the same. You know what? Let me ask the chat. Chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe pedophiles and child molesters are one and the same. Put a 2 in the chat if you believe that there is a solid differentiation. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, I'm 43. All right, so let's continue with what we can find here that's relevant. Okay, so 3 months ago, Controlla was focusing on the Trisha and Crystal Ann friendship, breakup of friendship, whatever. Let's take a look at that.
Tonight. Yeah, if she was around other kids that knew this. That's right. Little girl. Bring to the kid.
Because I didn't realize how focused she was specifically on the Carterverse as she has been. It's not just IP2 with her; it's the Carter thing. And I'm trying to figure out how focused she is and why. And I think I know why. I talked about that earlier today over on the IP2 Wiki Info YouTube channel. But and I didn't mention this actually in the IP2 Wiki info live stream that I did earlier when it comes to Crystal Ann. But if what I was hypothesizing in regards to a theoretical Carterverse Kids sort of entertainment firm popping up, even though Crystal Ann does not have a child of her own, had she not had the disagreement with Aaron Carter, Aaron still may have brought her in on this theoretical venture, because Crystal Ann is very attuned to a certain type of choreography. She knows the ins and outs of the boy band, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera type of choreography that was really hot at one particular point in time. And that seems to be a type of choreography that even today Carter is fixated on, and he implements into his videos and whatnot. She knows how to do the steps, and she would probably work for free. So, and she likes kids because she wants a kid. I wish she'd gone to have a kid. I don't like her because of, unfortunately, she's a liar. But maybe she wouldn't have become the kind of person that she's become if she'd gone to be a mom. Poor Crystal Ann. I don't like her, but I want something to work out for her at some point. I really do. But such is life. So yeah, you got control of focusing on this. What else did you focus on? Okay. Yeah, so as I'm adding these videos, I'm live updating the wiki. I'll go ahead and put, well, I don't have to, just go to ip2.info, you can find it. Alright, so we're down to 3 months ago. Third time's a charm. Oh, she looks so evil. She reminds me of like the Penguin from Batman, the version of the Penguin that Danny DeVito played. That's what her face looks like. Scary. Alright, what's she talking about here? Yeah, she's very focused on Crystal Ann in this video. I've already seen that too. And look, she's asking for the donations in this video while restreaming Crystal Ann. Interesting. She was happy when Trisha and Crystal Ann ceased becoming friends. Yeah, because she wants to be Trisha-licious, so she wants to be Crystal Ann's friend now. She can't really be anyone's friend because she doesn't know how to be a friend. But she learns how to network from Trisha because, like it or not, if Controller were to lose weight, she would have, I won't say a similar look to Trisha because she's not as pretty, but still, I mean, she learns from me. She's probably watching this damn podcast right now. She wouldn't have known so much about the IP2 network if I hadn't documented a lot of things. She doesn't know how to compile information herself. She doesn't know how to create really herself. She can't. She doesn't have the capability. All she can do is mimic other people and follow what other people do. That's it. And the only reason that people tend to believe her is because she props up her child. So people are like, oh, she's a mom, she must be okay. But it's so easy to become a mom. If it wasn't, you wouldn't have so many people on this planet. All you gotta do is lay down if you're a biological woman and open your legs. At some point, some sperm will enter. If you're laying down in the right place and you're not very picky about the sperm that you allow to enter you. I mean, it's like that. But, you know, people think along certain lines. It's funny how people think. Someone would say it's funny how I think, I'm sure. But it's not a big feat to become a mother. Don't, by default, look at a woman who's a mother and think that she's a saint. Please don't. That's one of the biggest mistakes I think most people make. Alright, so what else have she been talking about? We're almost to present day when it comes to Trisha-licious versus Controlla. And if you notice, Controlla does her own streams, but she doesn't jump on very many panels. Unless the panel is something that is not aware of her or is adamantly against whoever her target is. Okay, here's where the Outcast Owls did cover in a near 5-hour stream that Controlla is leeching, or in other words, siphoning traffic and donations off of Crystal Ann and Trisha-licious. This was 3 months ago. But look, you know what? It's important to document the date when they first started really going into this. So February of 2022 was when they really started focusing on this. And rightfully so. Oh, look who's here. LD. LD is here. I do have my StreamYard open today, LD, but you may be at work because we're in the middle of the day right now, so you don't have StreamYard. I don't even know if my phone's going to handle. I've never had a guest using my phone as the StreamYard hub before, so that would be something new. I'm writing the Trisha-licious versus Controlla wiki. I'm just compiling videos and then later do summaries on some of these videos because I know not everybody wants to look at all these videos. But I think it's important to talk about this and document the history of it. Oh, you're off today. You're waking up from a drunken night? Uh-oh. Well, if you don't have too much of a hangover, you're free to cam in if you would like to, but you don't have to. All right, what did I say that was? February of this year. Okay. I haven't written a wiki for the Outcast Owls yet, and I really haven't wanted to because I don't really consider the Outcast Owls a part of IP2. But they are linked to IP2 because they cover IP2 affiliated streamers. Maybe the next session I work on the wiki will write an Outcast Owls wiki. Because I do know. Oh, we got a guess. We got a guess. Look at that. I bet it's LD. Yep, there he is. Add to stream.
Hold on, I think my phone's messed up. I can barely hear you. Let me rejoin.
Okay, he's going to come back. He has to come back because something's going on with his phone. I'll need my earbuds so y'all don't hear that. All right. Let me put my earbuds in before I let him on here. Just 1 second. Okay. Just LD out to stream. All right, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a lot better.
All right, how are you doing today, LD? Welcome to my stream.
Good morning.
You're my first guest in a very, very, very long time.
Nice.
So I'm nerding out, writing wikis. What are you doing? Yeah.
I just woke up. I got just waking up.
Well, good morning. You had a drunken night. Did you go out or were you doing your virtual reality bar?
I was on Fremont with like a handle of rum, and then I went to that place we went to. But
Oh, cool.
I spoke over my shirt, so I can't even put it on. But got a cool place we went to.
What is it? Evil or no? What does it say?
Pie, the place.
Evil.
It's the pizza place we went to.
Yeah, but I didn't know what the name was. Evil Pies.
Yeah,
All
Evil
right.
Pie.
Everybody, if you're in the Las Vegas area, go to Evil Pies. I went there with LD when I did my stream and I hung out with him for a little bit. We got pizza and beer. It was good pizza. It was good beer. Go there, mention that you heard it straight from LD so that he can get some free pizza and beer. Yeah.
Exactly. I can smoke weed on your show, right?
Yes, you can. Because you're in a state where it is legal, recreationally even.
All right, cool.
For those of you who don't know, in Nevada, it is legal not only medicinally, but recreationally to have cannabis, marijuana, whatever.
So how are you? How are you? It's been a while.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah. I'm doing well. Just, being me. How are you doing? Well, what do you want to talk about today? Whatever, you take over for a little bit.
Dude, I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about. You know what I mean? There's just so much that's off the table right now. I mean, that I'm told I'm not allowed to talk about. So
Right.
So,
Well, for those who don't know, LD is at the middle of a lot of drama right now. A lot. And I'm not going to talk about any, I'm just not going to talk about any of it either, because anyone who wants to learn about LD, go over to LD Live over on YouTube. That's his YouTube channel.
yeah, I
And,
mean, people know who my sister is, and they can figure out the drama just from that, just from knowing who she is.
Yeah. Well, everyone involved in your drama, all of your lives are getting ready to substantially change in about a month.
My life's not going to change. My life's going to stay the same.
No, it's going to be a little bit different, a little bit.
I guess. I can't see it changing too much. I haven't talked to the girl in 6 months, so.
I think you two are going to reconnect. I'm going to say something. I'm overstepping my bounds by saying it, but I'm going to say it because I have a feeling that being that you're on this podcast today, she will see it.
I'm sure.
Jen, talk to your brother.
You know what? I asked Chicken Cakes for a favor the other day, and she kind of denied me, and I got kind of pissed at her. I was like, "Hey, Chicken Cakes, can you do me a solid?" She was on my podcast, right? Mm-hmm. And she comes on the channel, and I'm like, "Hey, Chicken Cakes, can you do me a favor? Can you just ask Jen to unban me from her chat so we can talk? Because I don't want to talk to her on an alt.
Right.
I'm not going to keep her on an alt." And she's like, "Oh, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to get in the middle of you two."
Oh, like, she's so full of. She's nothing but involved.
Right now, what do you mean? You're in the middle right now. I'm not asking you to bend over backwards for me. I'm just saying, hey, ask her if she'll unban me from fucking chat, bitch. She's like, "I don't know if I can do that." I'm like, "Don't come back here." I'm like, "You can't even do that for me. I'm not asking for fucking, money or something. I'm just asking you to reach out and say fucking one sentence, bitch."
Okay.
I couldn't believe it.
That's not okay. I'm going to make it to where Jen definitely, I'm going to clip this and I'm going to, get into other people's business as I always seem to find myself doing, but I'm doing this for you. Jen, this is your flesh and blood. You two have the same genetics. He's known you your entire life, even before you were born, because he's older than Jen is. Okay. He misses you, Jen. You don't have to agree, but here's the reality. Y'all are in the same realm. You're all streaming. You're putting it all out there. I'm purposely not saying certain things at this moment, but I met your brother. He has good intentions. He loves you. If you don't want to talk to him verbally, just let him chat to you. If you don't want to be around him, fine. But I'll tell you this, tomorrow's never promised.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every day above day.
So because of that, and I understand what it is to have disagreements with siblings. I understand what it is for your sibling maybe not to want to talk to you, or you not to want to talk to your sibling. I completely understand that. But he is somebody who I think is open to some compromise, open to agreeing to disagree.
Jen, I always been there for you. Anytime you needed anything, I was the first one you picked up and called.
He misses you a lot. So I'm gonna clip this little segment, put it out there. That way, I know you saw it, and maybe one day, doesn't have to be today, doesn't have to be tomorrow, but maybe one day you two will talk again. And Jen, be very careful when it comes to certain people who maybe don't have the best intentions. It's not just about you anymore. It's about your child too. And there's a lot of really, look, I know you think the worst of me, but I don't really care because I know what kind of person I actually am. And I also know what kind of person the individual that LD just referenced actually is. So be careful, but love your brother. He's actually your brother. So that's all I got to say about that.
I never, wanted anything bad for you, and I've always supported you. And you know what? even the day when Outcast Owls fucking clipped me, punching my wall and shit like that, and stabbing knives into my wall. The whole reason I did that was because I was so upset because Jen said on a stream that she didn't want to talk to me anymore because I was doing live streaming. And I was like, well, what do I have to pick between either a relationship with my sister and her kid or a live stream? And I was like, well, fuck it, I'll delete this, no problem. And that's why I got so like enraged because I was like, I don't want to delete this. I get a lot of support. I get a lot of friends through this. But you know what? If it comes down to it, me and the relationship I have with my sister, I'll throw this out the fucking window.
So wait, she doesn't want you to live stream, but she's live streaming?
Yeah, I think this is when she was with Skimask and like my channel was starting to get a lot of traction. And I was like doing collabs with people and I was meeting up with Goo and Vegan and Blade and I was meeting up with all these people and they did not like that at all. They did not like seeing me, get a little bit bigger.
So it sounds like she could have been speaking for Skimask, felt that you were encroaching upon her territory or his territory. Now, here's the thing. I could easily say the entire IP2 network is encroaching upon my territory because I've been on the internet longer than most of these people have even known about the internet. We're talking about IRL streaming. IP2 is just it's a segment. It's a subcategory of what IRL streaming actually is. You are an IRL streamer. Anyone who decides to share their life for the most part on the internet, if it's their real life, they're an IRL streamer. No one has a monopoly over live streaming. So that right there, that whole concept is null and void. So that's something that I think people need to understand and realize. The internet is big enough, believe it or not, for both LD and Ski Mask to be on the internet doing whatever they want to do, be it going out, talking to people, smoking weed, getting into drama. I don't care. The internet's big enough. I don't think that,
came out to Vegas with like, Minette and Goo and everybody. He asked me to come on the RV and go back to LA with them. And I was like, dude, like I have a full-time job. I've got a dog who deserves a treat. Yeah, you heard me right. And I was like, I have these responsibilities that I have to take care of and stuff. And like, then they asked me if I wanted to be on IP2 network. And I was like, I thought about it for a while and I was like, no, I really don't want to be because like, then I'm just going to have people in my chat that are pretty much, harassing me about my sister. I don't need that shit in my life either. Yeah, come here.
That's Ducati, everybody. That's his dog, Ducati.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's Ducati, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I just call him Duke.
Okay. That's Duke.
Yeah.
He's getting treats today.
He's getting treats today. I know. I was drunk last night. I walked to the store. I wanted to get him a Twinkie. He likes Twinkies.
Oh. Well, this is a very unique situation that's going on. I don't like that it's on the internet at this point. I don't like, but I wanted it canceled, but maybe there's a way. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like right now, I just don't want to say much about it because the child's almost here. Okay. Yeah. And already I think there's too much focus on it. And personally, I think that Jen needs to stop stressing herself by being on the internet as much as she is in this final trimester. That's my opinion only though. This is, I don't think this has ever really happened before. I mean, it's just very unique. It revolves around streaming. It revolves around family dynamics. It revolves around so much. So it is, I mean, no matter what, all the parties involved, I know, are not going to leave the internet. I can just tell they're just going to keep going. So
someone clipped me the other day. Imagine being a Jen. He clipped me the other day. And the clip was basically me asking my friend, who lives in the same state as my sister and stuff like that, She was on the podcast, my friend. And I'm basically asking my friend if I can stay with them when I fly out to go see the baby when it's born. So I don't have to rent a hotel. I don't have to stay with my parents, shit like that. So I've got things worked out. She was like, yeah, you can stay with me. No problem. Like, you're more than welcome to. You're my best friend. And I'm like, thank you. So what did they do? They took that clip and they sent it to Ski Mask. And they're like, LD's going to see the baby. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to see the baby. Like, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like,
that's
I'll
your flesh and blood. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, what? You're going to get mad at me for saying that I'm going to see the baby that's going to be born? Like, fuck you, dude. I hope you're there when I see it, so I can fucking have some words with you, dude.
Well, really, look, here's what I hope for all of you. I think that you need to find a way to get along. Let me ask you, LD. Okay, I know y'all hate each other. I know this.
No, I don't hate
But
Jen. It's Ski
well,
Mask.
no,
I hate Ski Mask.
not Jen, but
Yeah,
right.
yeah, it's not Jen. I don't hate Jen. Yeah.
Do you feel that for the sake of the baby, you could just agree to disagree and be civil with him? Not at all.
No, I think that you know what you need some punishment for what happened. And I don't care if it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you've got it coming around. And just because there's a baby here now, you think I'm not going to like whoop your ass. Like, no, I'm not going to forget that you laid hands on my sister. And you know what? You laid hands on Gucci's, you laid hands on my sister, you laid hands on your mom, the three women right there. I mean, if you're willing to pick up your hands in a violent fashion and use them towards women, how do I know you're not going to use that on the kid? You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't put that past you. And I mean, I'm not saying like he would do it or anything, but I'm saying like,
Right.
you know what? Maybe if I beat your ass so fucking bad, you'll realize like maybe I shouldn't fucking change my ways and shit like that. No, he needs a good whooping. You know what I
What
mean?
if you were to, okay, so you want to fight him? Would you
Yeah.
be willing to fight him in a controlled legal environment instead of an illegal, going like,
Alex, I said this from day one. I was like, dude, I will fight him in a fucking wall in the middle of a Walmart if we see each other. I don't care. I've never been arrested in my life. I've never
Okay.
been arrested in my life.
And
I will
but we don't want to see you get arrested. That's the thing.
smile. I will accept that fucking charge and I'll smile. You know what I mean?
No.
This
What
guy.
if you were to fight him in a controlled environment and it was for charity?
For charity.
Seriously, what if it was arranged to where it was for charity?
Not want to give him any money. If you mean charity for Ski Mask, I would not want
No, I'm talking about whatever your favorite charity, or maybe for a college fund. Maybe all the proceeds could be a college fund for your coming niece.
It should go to a battered women's shelter.
Okay, a battered women's shelter. That's good too.
Then he beats up. You know what I mean? So I could beat the fucking shit out of him, and then all the money goes to like a battered women's shelter.
I'd
That's
just
what I would-
rather see a controlled environment. You both get your aggression out. It's out. Maybe it could be MMA style. Maybe it could be old-fashioned fisticuffs, boxing style. But I don't want to see you in trouble legally, and because he's already in trouble. He has nothing to lose, but you have something to lose because you're doing well in life, and I know that about you. You're doing well. You don't want to.
Yeah. I'm not going to lose my job over starting a fist fight. You know what I mean? They're not going to.
Right.
I'm not going to lose my job over that. But it's like, you know what? I'm not gonna tolerate some guy putting hands on my sister and my friend and beating up his mom. That'll never happen. If it happened at a bar, if I was at a bar and some guy slugged his girlfriend, I'd walk up there and beat the shit out of him. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't believe when Gucci's got hit on the side of the road and she's with four guys and none of them fucking stood up and did anything. Yeah, Speeding was taking off his backpack and ready to fight when he hit him with the overhand right, but like, JJ ran down the fucking street. One Sonic was just filming like if I was walking down the street with my friend and I saw some girl get smacked across the street, I'd run across the street and start beating the shit out of I've done it before on stream. I saw some guy yelling at a girl on stream. I was like, yo, come yell at me, dude. Don't yell at fucking her. I don't like
There's
that
so
shit,
much. There's so much history with all this.
Oh yeah, this is me and him have years of history. Years of history. When he threw the fucking rock through my sister's windshield, what did Jen do? She called me. I picked her up. I was like, Jen, you still got that fucking rocky through my windshield? Yeah, I do. Grab that fucking rock. We took that rock. We found his fucking car. We smashed the windows out of his fucking car. I'm sorry, but an eye for an eye. I believe in that kind of shit. And you're gonna hit her, I'm gonna hit you. Like, I'll make sure I hit you hard enough. You're not gonna fucking do it again.
Right. So I understand how you feel. I do understand how you feel. Jen, talk to your brother again, please.
Jen, my number has not changed. I've not changed my number. I think you have. I've tried calling you in
You're
the past.
going to need the support.
But I'm
He's
not gonna
there for you.
I'm not gonna call you from my secondary work number and shit like that. Like, I'm not gonna harass you like you and Skimask say I'm doing. I'm not gonna do that. You want to talk to me? You got my number. You know how to get in touch with me. I'm just saying, please, you know what? Talk to me so we can understand each other. I'm sick of hearing it third party through other people and shit like that. I want to hear it directly from your mouth, like from the horse's mouth.
Well, let's not use that term horse over here. That's what you can't use over here because too many. We're not doing that. I was trying to make a joke, but seriously, Jen, it's not just you anymore. You're about to be a mom, and you are going to need some backup. And it is possible to be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't necessarily get along with your family. It's about creating healthy boundaries.
100%. Dude. Jen, if you're watching this, do you remember when Danielle beat the shit out of me and she got arrested? And you came to my house when the cops were there arresting her, and you wanted to fight Danielle because she was laying hands on your brother and shit like that? It's the same feeling that I've got. I didn't hit Danielle back because I'm a man. They were like, oh, you let your girlfriend beat the shit out of you. No, I never hit her back. So then she called the cops, and the cops came and saw the marks on me. And Jen lived in like the same apartment complex we lived in, so she came right over. And she wanted to fight my girlfriend because she was laying hands on me. And I was like, well, this is the exact same shit I'm doing with Skimask. I'm not going to let some guy, I wouldn't let anybody fucking lay hands on my sister. I don't give a fuck who it is. I showed up with the chicken Alice fight with a broken fucking nose, waiting to go in for surgery. And I was ready to beat the shit out of chicken because I was like, I didn't like the way he was grabbing you off of Alice.
Well, I do hope at some point everyone can get to the point to where they don't want to beat anybody up because nobody, nobody beat up anybody. Okay. Just stay separate. Have your brother-sister relationship separate from her relationship with him, because I hate to say it, I think that they're going to get back together. Because it's happened. It's a pattern. They keep doing it over and over and over and over.
I think he's out of the picture for good, and I think that if he stays out of the picture until she has the baby, I think he's going to be pretty much out of the picture for good. She'll realize she doesn't need him, and that he's only a hindrance, and he's only costing her money and time and energy that she could be using on the baby. So I think that she's come to her senses once the baby's here. You know what I mean? I think she'll really come to her senses.
Well, I'm not gonna hypothesize with that. Yeah. I just can't because we just don't know. We don't know, and I don't even want to influence anyone's thought process or anything. But just keep your relationship with her as your family member separate from everything else. And also, I think that both you and Jen should try your best not to share certain things on the internet that are being shared, because your enemies are going to try to use it against you for whatever reason.
Yeah, of course. And even when they have nothing that they can use against us, they make up stuff. Yeah. It's like, oh, we don't have anything that we can say about him, because I live a pretty normal life. I mean, yeah, there's things you can make fun about me for, sure. But I mean, like, if there's nothing that serious to do about it, then they just make stuff up, like Amber. Amber should just make shit up, dude. I can't stand that fucking. Last night on the podcast, I got into a drunken rage with her, and I was like, dude, you're doing meth for 10 years. I was like, your first kid got replaced. Your dog got replaced. I'm like, that's what you do. You lose things, and then you just get them replaced. And we went off, and she's making up shit about me. She's saying that I was like a chomo. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, what kind of proof do you have that I'm any kind of chomo or fucking shit? Like, oh, you and your I'm like, you're disgusting, dude. You're fucking disgusting. You're a piece of shit.
She just wants attention. That's what that is. Okay, so we're not going to talk about that at this moment, but I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to work out.
Yeah.
Somehow it will. I think it's going to be okay, but everybody involved needs to calm down a little bit, put the child's best interest first.
Yeah.
Whatever legalities need to be taken care of on any, not yours, because you're clean, but anyone's end. it needs to be taken care of, and go from there. I don't know. I mean, it's a complex situation.
Yeah, dude, 100%. And I mean, she put herself into this situation. I didn't drag her into this situation. I didn't tell her this is a good idea. I never supported her when she did this, you know. Once I found out he was hitting her, I was like, listen, next time he's in Vegas, I don't that's why she treated me like a fucking stranger when I went to her house one night when I was leaving work, right? This is what happened. This is what made me start live streaming. I go to her house one night after work because she lived like in between my job and like my house. So like 3, 4 nights a week, I would always stop by her house, smoke a blunt, bring dinner, whatever. You know, I would always see her. I knock on the door and she just cracks it. And she's like, I'm sick. You can't come in. And I'm like, what? What the fuck out of here? I can't come in. What am I, a stranger? Of course I can come in.
Skimask was there. Is this why? Okay.
She shuts the door and I tell her, I'm like yelling through the door. I'm like, Jen, I'll be back tomorrow. Believe me. Like, you know, I get my car and I start driving through the parking lot. I get a fucking call from an Oklahoma number. Where are you going, faggot? Come on back. Da-da-da. I'm like, dude, I was just there. Of course I'm going to come back around. Like, fucking ain't that far. I come back around. Now I'm honking my horn. I'm yelling outside. I'm telling him to come out. You want to hit a woman, hit a real. I'm embarrassing him. And I'm like, you know what? I should do this on live stream. So I come back the next day and do the exact same thing on fucking live stream outside her house. I'm like, when's he going to come outside and fight me? The third day, I go to the ATM and I take $500 out of the fucking ATM and I leave it on the street while I'm live streaming. And I go, Skimask, come pick up that money and then I can drop you. You know what I mean? Like,
oh no.
I've waited outside for him. I was gonna borrow my friend's car and just wait for him to walk her dog and then beat the shit out of him when he walks outside. And I could, you know, whistle to Mandy. She'd fucking come to me because she knows who I am. And like, I'd fucking walk the dog back. I'd leave him sleeping in the fucking sidewalk.
Okay.
But we didn't do anything when he was in Vegas. I'm like, dude, I smashed out all the windows in his fucking car. Like, are you kidding me? Like, of course I have. Like, he always ran and hid. Even when he called me to come back, he just ran and fucking hid.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. I don't have anything to drink right now, but I will later. So it's a belated cheers. Look, here's my advice. Don't get into any kind of a crazy brawl with him outside of a controlled environment. Turn the negative into a positive. Do a fight for charity. Get all your aggression out. Also, use it to your benefit. Look at this as a way to grow your channel. Okay. Yeah. It'll actually bring you and your sister together, because no matter what, this is going to keep going. We know this. But if you're going to have all this stuff go on, put it into a controlled environment. Make it into something that it's ultimately going to end up becoming anyway. Let yourselves be the forerunners of going from streaming with adult themes into maybe potentially something healthy and family friendly that shows that people can get their aggression out and at some point in time get along, agree to disagree, compromise, figure it out, whatever it is. But you're better than what you could potentially lower yourself to. No, you are. You're better than, I think all the parties involved are better than what they could potentially lower themselves to. And that's just my opinion. I'm an idealist, though. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. But I'll tell you, it is interesting. It is interesting. And I think a lot of people are very interested in getting to know all of you.
Run now. The guy's on the fucking run now, living in a car. And, like, honestly, he's got felony warrants where I live. He's got felony warrants in his home state. He's got warrants fucking in California. So, I mean, like, you know, I've spoken to police before about what would actually happen. Because I had no idea what the fuck would happen. I've never had a warrant out for my arrest. And they were like, because it's a violent felony warrant where someone was injured, they're definitely going to extradite him. Like, seriously, like, if a cop asks him for ID crossing the fucking street, because he's jaywalking and that he wants to write him a ticket, he's going to see on the teletype that he's got fucking felony warrants, and they're going to hook him up, and they're going to take him right to jail. That's why he's always looking over his fucking shoulder on stream, because he's always afraid there's a cop nearby.
Mhm.
That's just ask him for ID.
Well, he's got to take care of the legalities. I mean, the reality is that he has a child coming, and he's got to do the responsible thing. I think that Skelly outlined it beautifully in regards to some advice that he was trying to offer Skimask, that Skelly related, that Skimask felt that he was trying to, like, oh yeah, let me bring him. Okay. And
Jimmy,
no fighting on the podcast. If anyone gets crazy, you know, we're not doing that over here.
Alex,
Okay.
Alex,
We
listen.
got okay.
Hey, Jimmy.
We got Jimmy
we're
on.
not getting crazy, okay? We're just chilling with you and LD. I know LD. I think he's a fucking great guy, and he's very protective on his sister, you know, and which I agree with, Alex. The conversation between you and him has been rather good. I like LD. I think he's a fucking great guy.
I like LD too. I really like LD.
Yeah. Anyway, about Skimask, listen. Yeah. LD may not get along with him. He's only protecting his fucking sister, which any brother would do. Yep. So that's like a normal thing, what a normal human being would do, Alex.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, Alex, I've been sitting backstage for fucking ages. You know, you maybe need to understand.
I never let people on my StreamYard. Come on, you know that. I haven't even done a show like this.
Alex, I know why you wouldn't, okay? Because StreamYards can get porn bombed, and you've got to be really fucking careful.
Well, I'm doing it through my phone also, so it's not like I'm on like a regular computer doing it.
And by the way there, Alex, I've been keeping up to date with you and the things what you've been doing as well. So don't think that nobody's watching when people are watching.
Okay. I guess people are watching. I'm trying to stream a little bit more. I'm trying to do some stuff over here. You know.
Alex, maybe just concentrate on yourself and do your own thing.
I agree.
You know? LD's a lovely guy, and I know you met LD, and I don't think you've got anything bad to say against him. You know why? He's just normal. He's a normal fucking person.
Yeah, I really do want to see him reconnect with his sister in some capacity. So I know it's going to happen, but it'd be nice to happen before her kid gets here, because it just would be
I know what's happened between LD.
I'll be there, whether we're talking or not.
Yeah, exactly, LD. I know what's happened between LD and Jen. Jen has turned her back on her brother because of Skimask, and like, you know, family's family. You shouldn't turn your back on your family, because your family, after all, will always be there to help you.
Ready to beer.
And like LD's in the background, right? I know that Jen's fell out with LD, but listen, if anything happened to his sister, you'd be the first one there.
Yes, he would.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he would.
That's what I'm saying. She called me every time anything happened. Oh, he spit on me. Oh, he ripped my car door handle off. Oh, he did this. I'm like, Jen, if you don't want me to react, then don't fucking call me. Call the police. Like, seriously, because this is the reaction you're going to get when you call me and you tell me these things.
And Jen, it would be better, Jen, if you were to communicate some of the things that you've been communicating in your live stream directly to your brother privately instead, because I have looked in on a few of your recent live streams, and you're disclosing a little bit too much, because again, it's not just about you now, it's about your child too. And you don't want people to know so many intimate details of your life when you're feeling down and you need someone to talk to. You know, I get it. The chat can be supportive, but in your particular situation, I can tell that some of the things that you're vibing with the chat about, you would normally be vibing with LD about. So, you know, this is your sounding board.
Listen, Jen, I'd love to.
Alex.
In my life too, I'd love to talk to you about that you don't know about, that I don't talk on stream.
Alex, click the next cam along, but shows the cams properly, because this layout is not very good. So, on your StreamYard, Alex, click the next cam along, which shows 3 cams properly in a proper layout.
Well, I'm on my phone. I don't know if it's even gonna let me. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
See how that
Alex,
goes.
I'm just talking about the comms at the bottom. Just click. Yeah, that's better. And now people can see me. Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you all.
Jimmy's narcissism. I knew it was
What
going
do
to
you
come
mean?
out.
What do you mean, narcissist? Come on, Alex.
So everyone can see me. See me. Okay, Jimmy has taken over the show. It's now the Jimmy show.
No, I
There
have
we go.
not.
But
I just like people from who they are. I see through Alex. I know what Alex does, and I know what she's all about. LD's a caring person that maybe cares too much about his sister, you know, and he's a little bit protective, which I would be also. But Alex, I love you as a person. You know why? Because I can see the good in you, and maybe one day the good, without the maybe being talking about and other people. Maybe you do your own thing.
we'll
So
see.
I'm doing a big meetup in Vegas in like a week.
Oh, well, tell us about that. Tell us about the meetup.
So originally Vegan was coming out. So I rented a hotel room and she's coming out for like 3 days. And I found out he's not a streamer, but he's like my manager and he's like a mod in a lot of people's chats. You know DGAF, John DGAF?
I've seen him. Yes,
met
he's
him
from the
before.
Northeast, isn't he? I know he is. Yes.
I've met him before. He's come out to Vegas. He's coming with his wife.
Okay.
I was at Wappy's like 2 days ago and was telling him about it. He wants to come out with his girlfriend. And then who else is there? I'm assuming maybe OG Geezer if I hit up OG Geezer to come out.
Oh, he would be there.
So
LD, you know where is that, right?
Like that'd be cool.
LD, I watched you in how many sorry there, Alex. I watched LD and OG Geezer, right? They were getting on like a house on fire, great, and everything was fun, dubby-duzzy. And then OG Geezer started calling LD for no reason and maybe trying to make him out to be a bad person. OG Geezer is nothing but a fucking racist, and he's a nasty, horrible human being.
Yeah, he's a bitter old man. Like he's
yeah, exactly, LD. Thank you. I think Alex would agree with me by saying
I think he's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's what I think about him. I think he's just ridiculous.
Alex.
Yeah, well, he's tried to normalize a lot of things. He does a lot of little sinister things behind the scenes. And, you know, some things have happened to him. So karma is real. So
why would he say it? Alex, when him and LD went out to stream, right? And it was a lovely stream. He met LD, and then the next minute he's just talking shit about him. You know?
Yet he hasn't talked shit about the guy who was harassing that little teenage girl, and that just came out. Mr. Big Pipes was harassing and trying to intimidate a little teenage girl known as Cosmic, and you know she is over 18, but she's still a teen. And that man, he's over 35. He doesn't need to be messing with any little teen.
With that is that she was apparently dating, because I went on his stream and I asked him this question directly to him. And I was like, was she dating this guy while you were talking to her? And he said, yes, the whole time. Why would you talk to a girl that you know has a boyfriend or a husband or a significant...
I'll tell you why. I can answer that question. I can answer that question because she was only the third girl that he's talked to the entire year. Guess who was the second?
So who was the first?
He admitted it on his stream. I don't know who the first. I don't know. But that's an unknown. That's an unknown. But he doesn't get to talk to very many women. He is desperate.
If I had intentions for any woman, you know, I'm not even talking about age, but not even the age part. She is with someone significantly that she calls her boyfriend for a long time, right? The whole time you were talking, it's not like you started talking and she was single, and then she met this guy and started dating him. It was like they were talking this whole time. And he's saying he's got 13,000 messages. Dude, if I knew some guy was texting my fucking girl that much, bro, we'd fucking be on. Like, There's no way you don't go in between a guy and a girl like that. Like he was dating someone.
Well, he was lying about her at the end. He was saying something, and it was kind of creepy. He was saying that, or she told me that he was saying that she was claiming to be suicidal, but she wasn't. So that was like a red flag in my mind because I'm like, well, what is he gonna like actually try to hurt her? Is he gonna do something to her? What's gonna happen? I don't know. So that's why I put it out there. But he's a very immature man. And that also was very telling when it came to what kind of person OG Geezer actually values versus what he doesn't value. He values that guy because that guy's controllable. You are not. You actually use your brain.
Super weird when her and Mr. Big Pipes were on Gramps' podcast with me. We were all on it together, right? And she didn't like me because she was friends with Mr. Big Pipes, and I didn't like Mr. Big Pipes. But she started talking about like watching My Little Pony and like really weird shit like that.
Oh yeah, the brony.
Girl, I could understand whatever, dude. You're a fucking girl. I don't understand everything. But then Mr. Big Pipes, a 37, 8-year-old guy, which I can understand, he was like, "Oh yeah, I watch that too." And I was like, "You watch fucking My Little Pony, bro?" Like, and like that's when I knew something was fucking weird. That's when I, like red flags were like going off like fucking like. I was like, why the fuck is 30-something-year-old My Little Pony, bro?
Yeah.
By the way, there, Alex, I remember when you said that Mr. Big Pipes was sexy. Can you remember that?
I do remember that. I do remember that. But I didn't know about the brony and the teens.
I know the guy LD's talking about. He likes to be a little bit sort of, I don't know, he's sort of, I've never picked anything on him, but he seems like a fucking strange guy to me.
Yeah, he always had a lot of like weird things. Like I just had red flags in my head going off about him, like all the time. Every time we spoke on a podcast or something like that, I'm like, wait a second, you're in a fucking automatic yellow Corvette. It doesn't
He never
run.
turns it on. Yeah,
it never runs.
Yeah,
you're gonna tell me, the guy who's got my dog's name Ducati, that I never had a motor.
It's in his garage as well with a motor car. And you never turns the ignition on.
I made promises and I won't break them. I made a promise to my mom that I won't get back on a motorcycle till she's dead, and I haven't been back on a bike since. But I've had 8 motorcycles in my life. I've had a lot, dude, and that's why that's hard. I started watching his videos. He puts his kickstand down on his left side. Everybody, I googled the question, turns their handlebars to the left, so it leans onto the kickstand. He's turned the other way, so it's leaning off the kickstand. It's just gonna fall over if you push it or something.
So he's not an experienced rider.
On fucking live stream, and even it's like, yeah, Mr. Pipes is wrong. You're leaning the handlebars the wrong way. I'm like, dude, don't tell me you're a serious biker, bro. Like, I used to ride every single fucking day, dude. I've had 8-10 bikes. My dog's name is Ducati. Like, I've had fucking a lot of bikes. I don't ride my dad's bikes. I don't. Hey, Dad.
I get it. Yeah, you know what is LD? I get it because motorcycles can be dangerous in the wrong hands. Maybe people worry about you when you're riding a motorcycle. By the way, there, Alex, I've sent a link now to.
There's a reason why they call them
friends. I don't know if they want to join. One's called Woody, and the other one's called Moon.
Woody's a cool guy. I've talked to Woody before.
Yeah, Woody's a lovely guy. He can tell a really good story as well. I don't know if he's below there, Alex.
He's not on yet. It's not on yet.
Yeah. He can tell a really good fucking story. But Alex, you should do more shows like this, chatting shows, and saying it like it's real. Because people want to hear this. And people want to hear about what do you think about Captain Content, meeting Elisa Jordana from the Kermit and Friends show? You should maybe get involved with that a little bit, Alex. So what do you think about Captain Content, meeting Elisa? And just
I'll tell you, my opinion is starting to shift a little bit on Captain Content. And I think that I need to know the facts more so about Captain Content, because I think I let too many people influence my judgment of him, my thoughts. I want to know who. I need the clear-cut facts on certain things about him.
Yeah,
so that will be something that I look into, because I'm starting to. I'm starting to like him.
I'm starting to like him.
Well, Alex, Captain Content is a man that when you donate, he does not give two fucks. And if you send him a message on Instagram, he doesn't give a fuck.
Okay.
And Captain Content is the type of man that would, a good-looking woman like Elisa Jordana, Captain Content would rather maybe sleep with a trans. I mean, she's a lovely-looking lady.
And he took Elisa's hand and put her hand around his fucking shoulders. I was like, no,
I know.
Even Elisa called him out for it. She's like, no, you should be putting your arm around my shoulders. Like,
LD was watching. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. But
what the fuck is going on?
Alex, I want you to appear on Elisa Jordana's show, and I think you would do extraordinarily well. And maybe that could be the show that maybe could make you, not make you something, but maybe get a crowd the next time you stream live. But
I'll look into it. I'll look into it. Yeah, because I don't really know who she is.
Would make a good team, I think.
Well, I'm getting ready to do a show with a young woman known as the Jokeress. She and I are arranging some pre-recorded shows. We're going to get that pre-recorded hopefully next week. So that's going to be coming out soon. You would like the Jokeress LD live. Have you seen her? Because I know you like the tattoo girl. She's a tattoo girl.
I love tattooed girls.
She's covered in tattoos. She's tattoo woman.
And she's pretty.
Her face is like Angelina Jolie a little bit.
Does she have face tattoos?
I can't remember. I don't know if she has any face tattoos.
Yeah, by the way, Alexandra, a couple of shows I want you to watch, right? Yeah.
Don't tattoo your face. The second we broke up, she tattooed the whole side of her fucking face.
Alex, a couple of shows I want you to watch, and I want you to maybe remember the names in which I'm saying.
Okay, I'll make a note.
Mandy Summers. Type that on YouTube and look for the channel. Mandy Summers. SUMMERS.
Okay.
Mandy.
All right. And who's the other?
The other channel would be Chrissy, IE, as in CHRISSIE, separation, Mayor, MAYR. Mayor. Chrissy Mayor. Look at them two channels, and you'll get some ideas from there, and which maybe, everybody looks at other YouTube channels and gets ideas and what they want to do. But look at them two channels there, Alex. I think you like them.
I think people want to know.
I just subscribed to Mandy Summers, and I'm
going
to subscribe to Chrissy Mayar. Her last name's similar to mine. That's funny.
Mayar, as in Mike Alpha Yankee.
I see her.
Romeo.
She's a redhead. She's the redhead girl?
Yes.
Okay, I got her.
And Alex, listen, I've watched their shows, right? And I've gotten a few ideas. And what I did tonight about the caravan blowing up and going in the flames. And I told a good story tonight on my show, and it was fucking good. Before I went in the Craig show, Video Craig, which lasted 1 hour. But there are two people to get ideas from, Alex. And
that's good.
Thank you for the suggestions.
My favorite thing is meeting up with people that are in Vegas or like come to Vegas. Like I love collabing with people.
Well, what is the date of your meetup, LD, that you're talking about? Do you already have a date, or are you still tentative on it?
It's like a week and a half. It's like 10 days away.
Okay. 10 days away. All right. So how can people get in contact with you if they want to come to the meetup?
She's flying out. DGAF and his wife are coming out, so they're definitely coming out. Now, even though Wappy lives in Vegas, I'm not 100% sure he'll come. But I told him like I would pick him up and like send an Uber or whatever. Like if he wants to come with his girlfriend and hang out with all of us. I invited a friend.
I think Wappy is like a bit of a pussy.
I was like, dude, if you want to come and snipe us and hang out with us, like you're more than welcome to have with us. And he was like, I'm down for that.
I think Wappy is like a bit of a pussy. I don't think he wants to come to meet normal people. You know what I mean? Wappy's sort of okay, but he's like, I think he's an arsehole all day. I wouldn't invite Wappy if I was you.
A little too much, dude. I was like, dude, I carry a gun on me. I carry a gun on me. You know what I don't carry on me? Kevlar, ceramic plates, bulletproof vest, an ice pick, a sword, a knife, mace.
I mean,
steel toe boots. Like when you go, like we went out for dinner and he went out ready for war, and I was like, dude,
no, he's got a gun covered. He's got a holster as well. He carries a gun.
He had a first aid pack in his backpack. I was like, dude, where do you think we're going? We're not going to Kabul for fucking. I swear, we're not.
But LD, that is one person. Please do not invite. He's a fucking awesome.
He's a nice guy, dude. Him and his girlfriend, they're really nice people, dude. I'm just
like,
I'm like, dude, it's too much. At least I'm with you and I look normal. But you look like honestly, he went out with the tactical glasses on and everything, and I'm just like, dude, you look like a mass shooter. I wasn't gonna lie to him. I was like, dude, you look.
He does. He does.
Everything.
Everyone, leave your weapons at home. Okay.
A gun is fine. You want to bring a gun and you want to conceal it. No one even knows you have it on you. But now you're bringing armor, bulletproof vest, a fucking knife, mace, a fucking, everything, dude.
Everything. So 10 days away, somewhere around, I would assume June 9th, June 10th. LD Live is going to have his.
It's the 11th to the 13th.
Oh, the 11th to the 13th. Okay, because I'm going to put out a little publicity video for you.
Yeah, all Saturday and Monday.
11th to the 13th. If you are an IRL streamer in the Las Vegas area and you want some additional exposure, if you want a nice streaming event that hopefully will be civilized and calm, hit up LD. He's on LD Live. Reach out to him on Instagram because he has an Instagram. I'll link it all up in the description when I put out a little video about it. But LD is very good at organizing stuff. He has don't you have a history of organizing events or something? He's smart though. He can do it. So
Alex, what about me? You mentioned me and you mentioned that I'm smart.
I like to network with people. I've done whole streams telling people to go to your Jimmy Rizzo YouTube channel.
I know you
Jimmy. Don't act like you've been left out.
I know you do, darling. And by the way, darling, you're live on my show right now, so it's all shared on video. And
hi, Jimmy's audience. Hi, everybody.
Alex, a friend said to me, you have writing on your stream that says, if you're bored with my stream, please go to Jimmy Rizzo. And I thank you for that, Alex.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's the thing. You don't want to step on people to make your channel grow. As long as we all grow together, it's it's all promoting each other. Listen.
Exactly, LD. That's nice. I like that. I like normal people with normal thoughts without being fucking dyslexic,
Even though
nice to be nice.
Even though there's a ball busting Brit.
Hang on, LD. I've got to tell Alex, listen, right?
I swear.
Hang on, LD.
We have another person. It's your friend Woody.
Hang on there. Elisa Jordana will be live this Sunday at 7:30 p.m. And I want Alex to go on the show because I think Alex is here's my friend Woody Hang on there, Woody, 2 seconds. I think Lisa and Alex will get on like a house on fire. That would be really great. Alex, 7:30 p.m. this Sunday, UK time. She always puts her show on UK time. I don't know why. 7:30. By the way, there, Woody. Hi there, my friend. And Woody is a nice and lovely guy, Alex. He's a lovely person. Hi, Woody.
Hello, Alex.
Hello, Woody. Welcome to the show.
We've actually crossed paths before. My internet troll arc crossed paths with your Von Help arc. Von Helton.
Oh, okay.
We briefly intersected in our storylines on the interwebs. But I want to know, LD. I got a white trash plan to become a somewhat millionaire. Well, redneck white trash millionaire.
Well, I here's what invest in this. It seems like a good idea. White trash.
No. All I need is to acquire a dinghy. Check this out. And I'm not talking about a dinghy you get on Main Street of Vegas. I'm talking about like. Okay, here's my deal, man. This is white trash special. I've got a couple of old speakers, right? A couple old pile drivers from back in the day. Get them big magnets on the back. All right, now I'm gonna wrap that up. Them big magnets, right? And use them as like anchors. Take my dinghy out. And I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna try to pick up those tubs of them bodies on them in the drums, in the metal drums. Those are worth $5,000 a piece, right? So the water's a little low. I swim like a fish. I figure I hook up 2 gangsters. That's $10,000. I got my student loans paid off.
You got to figure out what kind of magnets those are. Neodymium magnets? Like, you need neodymium magnets for sure.
Don't burst my bubble with fancy talk shit. I'm just saying. It's a plan.
I used to work with metal, like welding and stuff, and like you definitely need neodymium. Like, they're the strongest magnets for sure.
Yeah, but Alex, Woody gets a little bit excited. He's a lovely guy. He's an American.
I could tell.
Somewhere.
Guy.
I won't say where he's from, but he's from the middle of America, and he's a nice guy.
They've been finding
bodies. Webcam on. By the way, there, Woody, would you like to put your webcam on?
No,
damn.
I'm naked.
They've been hiding bodies in 55-gallon.
Woody, put the webcam on so Alex can see and see who you really are, you know?
No, she's live streaming, and I really don't want to do that to her or her channel.
Woody, don't be shy. You've been on my live stream lots of times. Don't be shy, son.
Rizzo. You're going to run me off here, aren't you? I just tried to come on.
I just want Alex to get to know you as a person and know that you're fucking real without putting a picture of your fucking doggy on the screen, that's all.
I'll put my doggy on.
I think she can get to know me.
Anyway, Alex, here is Mr. Woody.
I think he's the type of person that would judge someone based on their character.
Mr. Ducati.
Woody, put your webcam on and stop being a foolish person.
I just told you, it's really hot here. I don't have any clothes on.
He doesn't want to today. He doesn't have to today. Next time he has to. Not today if he doesn't want to.
Maybe next time then, Mr. Woody. It's not your fault. You're sort of ashamed of maybe where you're living. It's like a shithole. Sorry there, Woody.
Well, the truth is, in this dumpster that I live in, it's so warm here and humid. That I've taken off all my clothes to get some vintage.
But by the way there, Woody, it's like sort of still light over there where you live in America. All you got to do is sit on your porch and smoke the cigar and maybe be a man without being shut your dog. Come on now. Intelligence works, Mr. Woody, without being silly.
Well, I was kind of hoping we would have more discussion about, I don't know, some type of just intellectual.
Woody, I only asked you to come on a webcam, so just forget about it, okay? I'm just rolling a cigarette.
All right, well, let's turn this convo around. Who's everyone's favorite streamer right now? Doesn't have to be IP2 linked. Any streamer. Who's everyone's top favorite? We'll start with LD Live. No, we're starting with LD. You've talked enough, Mr. Jimmy. You don't get to be first.
I would say Alex, without saying maybe, I would say the moment is maybe right. And I do like to say this, but I would say Captain Content and Elisa Jordana. That is rather interesting to me.
Okay, that's your current top. What about you, LD?
Yes,
Who's
sir.
your current favorite?
I'm gonna go with someone off IP2 to keep it interesting, and like because I do a lot of podcasts and stuff like that, I'm gonna say someone that I look up to. PKA. They're called Painkiller Already.
Okay,
It's a bunch
I haven't heard of them.
Yeah, it's the guy that I like most on there. His name is like Kyle. He used to be known as FPS Russia. He used to do a lot of gun videos. And he pretended that he was Russian, so he would do like a Russian accent and shit like that. He rode a tank to like McDonald's.
Oh, I know who you mean. I think I know who. LD, can you put a link in private chat on the StreamYard? I think I know who he means. This guy was actually banned from lots of things in America.
A tank. He just drove a tank. Yeah. He has like a crazy, he used to have a crazy gun YouTube, but now they do podcasts with a bunch of people called PKA. Yeah. And dude, he rode a tank to fucking McDonald's. And he always had
this
Russian
guy was crazy.
I found it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I love their shit. I love their shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know
what about
all about.
And what about you, Woody? Who's your current top favorite streamer? Doesn't have to be IP2 linked.
Well, I generally don't like the drama stuff, so I go along with anything. I like the iceberg things. I like Wendigoon. There's several others that talk about just basically. I like conspiracy. I like things that make you think.
Okay.
So anything that involves me getting outside myself, no matter how crazy it is, and avoiding a lot of the political stuff that brings my negative energy into play, those are all positive. So I'd much rather be looking for Bigfoot in the woods than fault in our society, because nobody cares to express my thoughts anyway.
By the way, Woody, I noticed that you didn't mention my name and all the favorite streamers of yours.
That's because you pay me, Jimmy. That's why I have to come on here.
You pay me, Jimmy.
Buddy, you tell Alex what I do. And I know I pay you a little bit, but
there is a guy that I like, though. He's his name is Stephen Cambion, and his show is called Truth Seekers. And he is a very, very passionate about the UFO disclosure community.
Oh. Okay.
And he goes after grifters, people that make up nonsense and try to solicit funds to go on various UFO projects. And he exposes them live, calls them out.
I never would have thought that there would be people. Well, I see. I never thought about the funding attached to that. But that makes sense. Okay, that's
Alex,
interesting.
Alex, I think someone is below wants to come up, but be careful who you bring on stream.
No, Woody's okay, but who else? Yeah. Who wants to come on?
No, Woody's okay. I think. Oh,
yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah, I just had a new subscriber. I thought it was somebody coming on below. That's okay. Hey, Alex, I love these shows, and I think you should do more of these shows. You know why?
I will when I have time to do it. I can't do it, every day or all the time and everything because I got other stuff going on.
Worst is because listen, you do streams 12 hours long.
But I pre-scheduled that. I pre-scheduled that thing for like a week. Initially, it was
Alex,
on Tuesday, and I couldn't do it Tuesday.
Alex, I think you got time to maybe do a StreamYard show. People on comment, people talking, but listen, people will want to porn bomb you and show the cocks and do whatever. You've got to use OBS as well to capture the screen.
Yeah, I'd have to do all that.
By the way, LD, I love that fucking dog. What a lovely fucking whippet.
Dude,
we call them whippets over here in the UK. Whippets.
Whippets are a different breed. No, they're greyhounds. I'm sure you have greyhounds in England.
Yeah, of course we do. We call them racing dogs.
May I go back to my original conversation with Miss Alex, please?
Okay, there, Woody. And by the way, Alex, Woody is a lovely guy, and I told him quite a lot.
You might be able to figure that out, Jimmy, if you let me talk.
I know, I will. Sorry, Woody.
Thank you. as I was saying,
Okay.
a
By the way,
tremendous-
Woody, thank you, you transsexual Woody.
there is a well-known grifter in the UFO community that has basically become a cult. And I know you're interested in cult-like behavior. I know you.
What is his name? Yeah, which guy? Because
David Wilcock.
he used to be one of my favorites, but then I realized something
If
was
you
wrong.
were-
I've watched every single one
Me
of the
too.
wisdom teachings,
Oh
every
my God.
single
Okay.
season.
Me too. Well, okay. Well, I've seen everyone that was available
At
behind.
the end, the
paywall.
narcissism came out. That's
Yes.
yeah.
Okay,
I
I would
liked
love-
him at first,
Yeah.
though.
I would love to sit down and watch his bullshit with you from the Sphere Being Alliance.
Put that in,
going
like,
on
just
now?
wait till-
But now you know he's Jesus.
Oh,
say-
is he? Before he
He's
was
become Jesus.
what was that guy's name? Who he
Corey
thought he was
Good.
the reincarnated version of?
Corey
Because David was saying he was the reincarnated version. No, not Corey. Let me look at it, because David was the
Oh,
reincarnation
Alex, we gotta
of
get together
the
on it.
other one. I know all about David Wilcock.
Well, me too. I followed this asshole for 20 years.
Who was he
Hell,
supposed to be
I-
the reincarnation of? He was. I'm just. It's bothering me. Okay, Edgar
horse.
Casey. Edgar Casey.
Edgar
Yes.
Casey. That's right. And the
But
law of one, that law of one bullshit that he made up.
At first, he seemed genuine, but then he changed. And then Corey Good is supposed to be a blue avian, but he's.
The chicken people.
I know the whole story. Yeah. It just they took it too far. They should have stopped at like.
That's the cosmic con man shuffle. Listen, this is how it all starts. Okay, some redneck goes outside and he gets drunk, thinks he gets abducted. He comes back. He's got to explain shit to his wife. He's run out of excuses. I got sucked up by aliens. She tells her friend, and he gets a little notoriety. He starts telling the story at the bar. No, hear me out. Hear me out. And think to yourself, every one of them do this. So this redneck now is getting free beer at the bar. Some they get one TV show. Now people are like, hey, come speak to us. Well, he can make money. He can make money speaking. It's a little deal. The problem is you can only tell that story so many times.
And then you got to extrapolate.
That's right. So now that he's getting visited 2-3 times, he's getting more specific into details. He's got an agenda. And at some point, he's got to become self-important. Okay? Because if not, everyone else is saying this shit too. They're just regurgitating all the same bullshit.
See, the thing is that I think aliens are real. I think extraterrestrial life is real. But I don't know. I mean,
I don't think
no true love way.
all the species on the planet. Okay, first of all, let me back Jimmy singing me off.
By the way, there, Woody.
America alone, there are 330 million people.
By the way, there, Mr. Woody, you and Alex
find somewhere, some guy or woman.
Okay, wait. Do y'all know Professor V? He wants to come on.
Nope.
Vanguard.
Professor V.
Vanguard.
Okay, I'm not going to let him on then. I'm not.
That's Vanguard.
Rizzo? Is it Vanguard?
Vanguard.
He doesn't have a camera, and I don't want anyone to mess up my stream.
Vanguard, put your webcam on and hold up 3 fingers. Okay, Vanguard.
Is it the German 3 or the regular 3?
One will get you shot in a bar in a movie.
Okay, I see him. He's real. Okay, he can come.
Whoever he is.
Okay.
Hi, is that you, Vanguard?
Yeah.
Yes. Good evening. Thank you for letting me up, Alexandra.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
My point is that if 330 million people in America alone, you don't think they could find somebody that's maybe a little bit brighter, maybe a little bit sharper, a little bit more intuitive? Corey Good does not come across as anything like the perfect human.
Yeah, by the way, my friend, my other friend, Alex, wishes to come on the show and introduce himself. Good evening, Vanguard.
Good evening.
Yeah. By the way, there, Vanguard, you are now in Alex's show. What would
Yes,
you like
I know.
to talk
I'm
about?
actually on Alex's YouTube, mate, and I'm subscribed.
Yes,
It
yes,
come
yes.
through, so I found it that way because I couldn't get a link in your show, Jimmy. So yes, good evening,
Well,
people. How are you?
Alex is a lovely lady. She's a little bit confused at the moment, and she doesn't know what path to go down
Well, I
to.
want to keep talking about the aliens now.
Yeah, okay.
Really?
Hey, Franco, we're talking about aliens. Okay.
Yes, I've been
Maybe
listening. I've been listening. Woody's on it. Woody's on it. Alexandra's knowing it, so I'm feeling it.
maybe the Vanguard that maybe you call me an alien someday because maybe you do think I'm a fucking alien, Kevin.
Let's
By the way,
crack on with
Alex,
this stuff.
his name is Kevin. That's okay. I'm not doxing him or anything. His real name is Kevin. You know, he's a lovely guy. And Alex,
Jimmy always calls me the first name.
introducing people to Alex's show. One's called Kevin, and the other person's called Woody. They're two lovely persons, and
Tell him my name, Jimmy. What's my name?
Phil. And Phil's a nice guy too. He's like protective against Jen and Skimask Andy. I mean, you know, he doesn't do a job. He's got a kid coming on when he should be working and maybe not eat begging.
Jimmy, we're having a nice conversation. Where are we going with this? I thought we were talking about aliens. Why are we now?
Well,
Well, we're
wait.
bouncing. He's including everybody, though. You know, he was introducing,
know.
everybody.
Woody.
So
We started taking
so-
personal. I started taking a personal turn there for a second. I didn't want this to go into.
But Woody, you have to come back on here, and I do want to talk to you extensively about this grifting because I didn't even know about this. But I'm glad you mentioned about Wilcock because I was very disappointed about David Wilcock. When I just got up to that last season of his show, I was like, man, you wasted my time because I did learn from the wisdom teachings, but then he just
By the way, that Kevin listened
Mad
to
at
the
him.
conversation
Yeah,
without
Alex, we'll
being
talk here in a second.
silly. Yeah, Kevin.
I have been listening for a while.
Kevin, what would you like to say upon the show tonight, Kevin?
What would I like to say? Could you let conversation flow freely there, Jimbo, please?
Yes. Unfortunately, Kevin, I only introduced you. Okay, Kevin, so try not to be a wise guy and try and be maybe normal and talk.
And also keep in mind, Jimmy is multi-streaming. He's also streaming this on his channel. He has every right to do so. And Jimmy has special privileges because Jimmy defended me when it came to something very important recently, and I am very appreciative of that. So Jimmy has special privileges over here that other people don't have.
Alex, I'm not special in a way. I think you're a special individual. That's all, I think. I think you're a nice lady and you need to do maybe something which I really don't know yet. But maybe concentrate on yourself without maybe concentrating on
I agree.
people.
Yes, I totally agree. And that's why I've shifted my focus substantially.
Yeah, exactly. Alex,
we have met before on Jimmy's channel before, by the way, Alexandra. I've been on panels with you.
I know. I actually recognize your voice. I know. Yeah. I'm not good with names, but I have a good audio memory.
Kevin, Alex is a nice person. She's just trying to maybe try and find her niche in the world on YouTube and maybe maybe do things in what she believes in without the drama bullshit. But she is a nice lady, Kevin. By the way, Kevin, can I play with you a little bit, Kevin?
No, you can't, Jimbo.
Oh, please, Kevin. Can I play with you, Kevin?
No. Anyway, you've got a sub. Alexandra, you've got another sub, by the way.
People hate
By the way, Mr. Woody Woodpecker, would you like to come on the microphone?
What am I supposed to do? Not meet her? Like, come on, I would meet anybody if they were fucking on Fremont Street.
Yeah, by the way, LD, listen, if you met me on Fremont Street, Listen,
Am I
first
stupid?
thing I would do if I was there, the first thing I would do on Fremont Street in Vegas would be
Chug a beer.
beating OG faggoty ass geezer racist fucking arsehole and slap him all over the place. And then I'll go to meet my good friend, Mr. LD, live.
I'm probably
Yes,
gonna invite Geezer. I'm
and
probably gonna invite Geezer to the meetup.
LD would more than likely put me to bed and say, Jimmy, you okay there, son? Go to bed. And I'll go to bed and wake up next morning and slap OG Geezer like a bitch. But OG Geezer hasn't got the balls to come on the show because maybe he's a little fat.
Has he never
funny.
been on
Maybe-
your show, Jimmy? He's never been on your show?
No, he has. But Alex, listen, people want to come on your show and maybe show the big cock and things. So maybe keep an eye on things. Okay,
Dude,
baby?
I love OG. Dude, I'll tell you what. This is why I respect OG Geezer to this day. Even when me and Mr. Big Pipes were having our
LD
problems,
treat you like shit though when he met you.
and it was me, OG Geezer, Pipes, you know, and we dude, Gramps asked OG Geezer like, hey, you've met both LD live in person, and you've met Pipes in person. Who do you think would win in a fight? And Geezer was like, my money's on LD all day. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
dude, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Like, that's why I'm gonna invite
LD.
meet up in.
You know what there, Alex, right? I know you and LD met. I don't know which way you took it, or maybe conversation-wise, but LD is just like
we hung out for
normal.
3 hours, 4 hours, maybe. Like
LD is very normal. LD is very down to earth. He's humble also.
We were off stream. Most of that time we were off stream.
Yeah. And
Is that the way you thought about him when you first met him, Alex? What were you?
LD is exactly in person as he is on the internet. Okay, some people are not, but he is exactly the same. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the vibes I get from him, Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LD's a good man.
Mr. Woody. What else would you like to? By the way, there, Woody, would you? Now that they put your webcam, Woody, just put the cam on, sit on the porch, and smoke a cigarette. Come on, Woody.
No.
Woody,
Alex,
come on.
I would love to talk about aliens with you. As a matter of fact,
Woody, I'm not talking about aliens. I'm just talking about maybe putting a cam on, sit on the porch, and
Okay, well, Woody, reach out to me on Instagram if you don't mind, because I would like to schedule some sort of a podcast day to talk about that, because I do want to talk about what you brought up. I think it's very interesting. I'm big into the paranormal. I'm big into stuff like that. So that's interesting to me.
I think
Alex, what's your name? Alex, what's your name on Instagram?
Do a reaction.
My name, Alexandra Mayers 01.
Right, okay. I'll add you in the moment.
Alexandra
Mayers. By the way, there, Vanguard, I've noticed you've been sort of rather quiet. I wonder why. Wouldn't you not like to talk to my beautiful lady called Alex? Are you shy?
I would like to, Jimmy, but I'm not getting a chance to. So I'll let you crack on. I'm here for the conversation.
Not really
when I get the chance.
Yeah, then you can have the chance to talk to my beautiful lady called Alex.
Right. Can I ask you a question? Right. I've got a serious question. These guys know because I've been asking them. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's Ice Poseidon 2 in IRL community crap bollocks. I've only just come across it in the last year and a bit, 2 years. And from what I observe, it's pretty crazy, pernicious bullshit, to be honest. But I'm still trying to find out more, right? But anyway, are you part of this community?
No, but I am an observer of the community. But no, I am not within it. I was tossed out. I was extradited, but I am a documenter. I am a historian, whether people like it or not. And I will continue to do so because I already started the project. So you know.
Okay. All right, so let
It's
me
my
clarify
hobby.
here. Because
Yes.
I saw you live the other day, and I clicked on it. I saw you live, clicked on it, give you a like I usually do, and you were going off about something. Okay, and I was like, you know what? I don't want this vibe. I don't know this energy, so I just got out of here.
Mhm.
I'm assuming this is a carryover from it. And by the way, how do you get kicked out of IP2? They literally commit felonies on camera repeatedly. How do you get kicked out of IP2?
Because I never really should have been on there to begin with.
But were you on IP2?
I sure as hell was. When I first started covering the Jen Skimask saga, they put me on that network and I had to beg. I was like, please take me out, because every time I would go live, my chat would be inundated with their trolls. And I couldn't, I was like, no, I can't deal with this. I don't, the same reason that LD doesn't want to be on the network was why I asked to be taken off the network.
Yeah, people are just talking about
that's how that happened. But
yeah.
I still don't understand where the finance comes from for this. Is it just
exactly?
Like,
a lot of people would like to know that question, the answer to that question. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Look, there's a lot of kids in America whose parents give them way too much money at an early age. These could be what would be fraternity people and sorority people, and instead they didn't go to college, they got an RV.
Now there's someone backstage, but I'm not letting you on because I don't see a video. I don't see anything. They are on Ceres, AWNSERES.
Yeah,
I
Alex,
don't know who that is, so I'm not letting you on. Okay.
Alex, just remove that person. He's just a troll, and he more than likely just wants to get his dick out. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I will kick guest. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, there, Alex, I've just added you on Instagram.
Okay. Let me go and do that. But yeah, and then I became intrigued with what the streaming and everything is. But then I started noticing some things, and I just have the kind of mind to where if I'm noticing something, I am going to talk about it. I am going to document it, and I am going to investigate it. But I think so, this is just, I have to have stuff to do in my life. And this is something I enjoy doing.
Alex, can I maybe tell you something? Maybe don't look into things too deep and maybe do your own thing without looking upon other people. And I think that would be great. I think you're good at telling news. And maybe what you should do there, Alex, is maybe read out news items and maybe things that happen. And do not maybe get involved with all the drama with IP2. It can be such a fucking headache.
Waste of time.
Yeah. But Alex, saying that though, really, and being like a reasonable guy, I do get involved with things. I do watch things, and it's not really a nice sight sometimes when you see Gucci's and her shirt getting burned from Sonny. I mean, it's all drama, and we all, at the end of the day, like to watch that, and I do know why. So maybe us as individuals are fucking retards who like to watch things like that.
Wait till I tow you behind my ambulance in your wheelchair there.
I mean, Kevin. Yeah. I mean.
No. Okay, now see, British Beast trying to come on here.
British
I love British. He's a lovely human being.
He's a wonderful human being.
Absolutely not. Nope. He will never be on my show.
Why is that?
British.
He knows why. He knows why.
I like British, but I think he's a good kid.
No, he's a horrible person. Horrible.
Oh my
horrible.
God.
Nope. Don't like him. Don't like him.
Wow.
You can do your own podcast, British B. You stay the hell out my YouTube. No. No. He
By the
took
way,
it too far.
My friend British B must have upset my lovely friend in America called Alexandra. And Alexandra, listen, it's your show. it's her show, and she can bring up whoever she wants to bring up. And by the way, there, Mr. Woody Pecker and Mr. Vanguard, wouldn't you not like to maybe involve yourself in nice conversation with my lovely lady friend?
We have been.
What?
We have
They
been.
have been.
Where have you been? Where
Well,
have you been,
Mr.
Jimmy?
Vanguard, try and sort
I
of
don't
talk.
think anyone listening to this will say that we have not tried to have a pleasant conversation. I think that's fully fallen on your shoulders.
By the way, there, Mr. Woody Woodpecker, try and maybe converse yourself in the conversation without maybe being a lunatic. Hi, Vanguard. Nice to meet you. Hi, Woody. And by the way, there, Alex, I love you, baby. And Mr. LD, let's see what we can do tonight. And maybe me and you.
That sounds a little.
Maybe me and LD could do a good show one night, but not tonight.
I was gonna join your podcast, Jimmy. I saw your message. But I saw Alex live, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah, LD, I thought the same thing as well. But unfortunately, I'm in Alex's show.
You knew that. I would go on your podcast 100%. I think it's before.
Nice lady. Yeah.
Jimmy only paid attention to the first hour of his podcast. Sorry, hour and a half.
No, I did not
Then
pay
he went on
$20.
Then he went on Video Craig's show, and Video Craig's show, he had a coffin for not Jimmy, Video Craig, and let's just say it became the Jimmy Rizzo show very quickly, and everybody just turned on him.
Kevin, you could be right there. But it's all in the video anyways, because I'm recording. Wait, I'm not recording, but I'm live on my show now, and Video Craig show is in my show as well. And yeah, I did make a little fucking bit of a fool of myself. But listen, at the end of the day, who really cares? I don't give a fuck.
I don't think you'll get back up there very soon, Jimmy. But anyway, I hope you do.
Alex,
I thought it was classic.
Alex Vanguard is a good friend of mine, and Woody Woodpecker is like a guy that likes to buy electrical condoms from Amazon that maybe gives him a free wanking machine. By the way, there, Woody, are you still there? Yeah, Woody's rather shy. He's got a dog picture up now on his little studio of woodiness. Anyways, Mr. Vanguard, back to you. Would you like to talk to my friend Alex? Within reason.
We'll get a chance in a bit. Got a chance to speak. Then there's some conversation.
Try and be a reasonable fellow, will you? When you talk to my girlfriend of love.
Don't go down that road, Jimbo.
What would that be?
Don't go down that road, Jimbo.
Yeah, by the way there, Mr. Vanguard, what road would that be?
Hey, Alex, isn't it crazy that me and Jen don't look anything alike?
You actually do a little bit. In my opinion.
My sister in real life.
I see some similarities between
her boobs.
Do you?
Be respectful. No, Woody, no, don't do it.
We never looked alike. I never thought we always were like fucking like.
Gotcha.
I would joke to her and say she was adopted and shit.
No, I think that there's some similarity. You actually have similar eye shape, not color.
Green eyes,
shape,
blue eyes. But eye shape.
Yeah, shape, not color, but shape. I mean, I see some similarities between the two of you.
I've had my eyes stitched up so many times. Look, I've got so many scars on my eyebrows. Like, I forget who brought it up.
Alex. Chinese now. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, Kevin, shut up, you cunt. I want to talk to Alex. Alex, you know what it is? I used to like Skimask, you know. I used to feel sorry for him. And I hope
there's more to his
money. I hope you don't give him money.
Skimask moved away from the state in which he lived. He's got a mother and father, so just think about that, okay? He's got someone that loves him. And he moved away from the state in which he belonged to. He met someone in Las Vegas who was called Jen, you know? And I don't blame Skimask.
It's time for him to mature, though. Okay, here's what it is. No. You've talked a lot today. You've talked a lot. No, I'm not letting you finish. No, because I let you monopolize a lot of this podcast today. I'm going to say something. It's time for him to mature because I know he's going to watch this.
Yeah. Why,
David? And I'm going to even dox. David, it's time for you to mature. You're almost 40 years old now. You are substantially older than your child's mother by almost 10 years. A lot of people don't understand that because Jen is very mature for her age. She has been for years. But there is almost a decade difference between the two. David, job, get your legalities in order. Be a father because it's not just a child, it's a daughter. And because of both your decisions, David, and Jen's decisions, that child is going to be a target, whether you want to acknowledge this or not. You have some despicable people in this world. So that girl is going to need some protection.
Yes.
Okay? So you are all going to have to be very aware as she grows, matures, all that kind of stuff, because you have some evil people on this world who will wait. And you might years from now forget about all this, but there are some true psychos out there who will target that child. So that is why I am taking the time to nail it into your head, David, that it's time to grow up. Now, Jimmy's your fan, but you need to listen to his advice. Outcast Owls, believe it or not, they are your fan,
friend
David.
Of Skimask as well. I'm a friend of his.
Yes, but it's time for you to let some other men big brother you because you don't know everything. Because if you did, you wouldn't be in the predicament that you're in right now.
His younger brother.
So now I'm done, but that's what I wanted to say.
No, that's why me and his brother got along because I was like, dude, you're so further along in life than he is, and you're younger than him. You know what I mean? You have a business, you have a family, you have all this shit. And
who are you talking about, LD?
No idea the pain.
LD, who are you talking about?
He's talking about the brother who. And the brother actually needs to stay off the internet before he ends up drawn too far in.
That's not like Jen and Skimask. Okay, it's all about the brother. You don't want to know about the brother.
The lack of adult male maturity or adult mature males in American society, the lack of them to provide guidance for their own children is what's plaguing our whole system.
Woody,
Sammy, let me finish the goddamn statement before you interrupt me, please.
Like if they were having a son.
What Woody is talking about is really very intelligent. People need to listen.
Well, shut the fuck up, Jimmy, will you, please?
Carry on, Woody.
My sister has a mom. You know, she's a porn star, yada, 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 whatever. But, like, this girl is going to need some help. Like, seriously. Like, she needs support. And I think it's different than if they were having a son, for sure.
It's completely different. Completely different.
That's not true at all.
Yes, it is.
That is one of the biggest misconceptions we have in this country is that little boys can go out and raise themselves, and they do. They can raise themselves to be shit dads, shit parents, shit citizens, convicts, drug dealers. So no, we are reaping.
Okay, let's save this conversation for another stream. I'll do another stream and I'll notify everybody because what you're about to talk about, Woody, is going to be very heavy, and it's a very worthy debate of having. You know, the boys versus girls and raising, but let's not go there today. because I actually do have to go in about 15 minutes, unfortunately. But I would like to talk about that. But regardless, whenever you're an entertainer of any sort and you have a kid and it's in the public eye, that kid is a target. And I think that they're both making bad choices by making all of this so public. None of us should know, with the exception of LD, half the details that we know simply through their own streams.
I'm not trying to share
too much.
Correct, Alex. Correct.
Even you said she's having a female. You know, it would be different if she was having a boy. You know what I mean? It would 100% be different. And it's because there's a separation of gender. And I think we should have the separation of gender. Listen, trannies have every rights every fucking American has. But like, I don't believe in this bullshit where like, listen, if you're born a woman, you're a fucking woman, dude. Like that's it. There's chromosomes. It's science, bro. It's straight biology. Like,
what about the 50 to 65-year-old person that's lived the whole of the male life of male, right, or vice versa, right, and then decides but gets the right to then go in like women's changing rooms where there are women and children and.
Let's not have that conversation today either. Let's not. Can we not have this conversation today? Because it's such a long conversation.
Kevin, listen, right?
Kevin,
it's simple.
Fights between tranny fighters and female fighters.
No, LD, hold a second. LD,
okay.
I need to say something.
You cannot go from a man to a woman. You cannot.
It's not. Well, it's not the same. A tranny is not the same as a woman. I personally don't feel like it is. That's what I'll say. To me, it's different. I don't care what anyone says, and if that makes me a bigot, so be it. But I don't want to talk about that today. I really don't.
Exactly. Alex, may I say something? Listen. Dude. By the way, LD, this involves you because you are torn about it. Okay?
These are different.
You were born a lady. You deserve to go to the ladies' stylist. What's happening now is that trans people want to go to the
okay, but I don't want to talk about the trans. I don't want to talk about the trans. Okay, I just don't want to talk about the trans. I just don't. I just don't today. I don't because it's too much. People get really hyped up and angry about it.
Vanguard, what do you think about trans people wanting to go to a ladies' stylist?
Okay, wait. Okay, we're gonna mute. Okay, I'm muting. Wait, everyone. Okay, I'm muting everybody, but I'm muting everybody but LD now. LD, talk. Everyone else is muted.
I'm sorry. I get very heated on it because I feel like there should be gender separation. I'm sorry, but like there is a difference between men and women, and we need to have that separation. If we make that line closer, you know what I mean? Like when I see a guy beating on a woman, you know, it's one thing. If I see a guy beating on a woman that used to be a dude, like I guess that's another thing.
Exactly, LD. Exactly.
It's seriously no, but like honestly, if I was fucking walking down the street and I saw some guy pick on a pimp picking on some girl, like I would say something. I would fucking stand up and say something like, but all of a sudden it's a guy that's trying to be a girl.
Okay, you would say something because you're human.
Yourself, you're a guy. Like it's biology, dude. We have X and Y chromosomes. As men, we do not have what is it, the Y chromosome? It's science. It's straight science. Like you can't.
I personally don't acknowledge someone who has done the surgery even as a woman to be. I think that you have to be born a woman to be a woman. I think you have to be born a man to be a man. And if that makes me evil, so be it. That's my opinion.
Alex,
but I'm older.
But let's say
Alex,
you're going.
some men are born to a woman's body.
Like you're going out to dinner with someone that's trans.
Come on, Vanguard. Come on, microphone.
Me or whatever pronoun they want to be called because it doesn't hurt me. You know what I mean? I'll say what pronoun you want. But personally, in my fucking,
It's you and I.
you know
I
what I
just
mean?
thought
You're
any
not a fucking.
conversation anymore. Come on, Alexandra. Fucking put the
I
rules
have
down. You tried to mute me, so put the
Yeah, I'm
rules down,
no
Alexandra.
because he had a good point, and I wanted him to talk because everyone is getting a little bit crazy. But it's okay to get a little bit crazy.
I'm
Everyone's
not
getting a
getting
little
crazy
crazy.
at all.
So now
Look,
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
unmute.
getting
But
crazy.
you know
I'm
what?
not getting crazy.
I
Call
have
him,
to.
but he's
I
not
have
getting
to start
crazy.
work at 5:30.
I know that I'm lying to myself.
But
He's
here's
like,
how I feel about if you want to be trans, you be trans, but you're not, in my opinion, it's not the equivalent of a biological woman. And in my opinion, it should, you know, maybe there needs to be a trans prison system and a trans sports league and trans, you know, they need their own stuff, but it's not the same. A trans woman is not the same as a biological woman, period.
Indeed. That's the whole point of it. But they're getting rights, and I don't have a problem with anybody who wants to be anything.
I don't have a problem.
Shout
Exactly. I
about
don't have
it.
a problem. If you want to be trans, you be trans. But
I'm
don't
not
be
trans.
trans
Thank
and
you very much.
expect
I'm
the
100%
same.
male. Gives a kiss.
It's you know, there has to be common sense differentiation. That's all there is. So, but I don't want to talk about, I don't like talking about the trans thing because everyone gets so heated with the trans, and then everyone wants to say, "Oh, this is so bigoted or prejudiced." If you have your own, if you have a stance similar to this, so I just didn't really want to get into it.
It's not.
Why do you think it's promoted as a divisionary tool? Fucking there you go. Divide and conquer.
Try having any man go into a woman's sport, swimming, tennis, baseball, whatever. Not even as a trend.
Like I said before, LD, these people at transition, and sorry, you've welcomed this now. Go back to my original comment, right? Most people at transition, right? Most people still today are older people, right? Not kids, okay? And somebody who's lived their life, either a man or a woman, has the right to then go into the same sacred sanctums that you would think they would have privacy for those type of sexes. But now you have a man or a woman going into these sacred sanctums, right?
Right.
And now they're identifying, saying that they're the same, but yet they've lived their life as a man, whether they're doing pervy shit or not. Point being, it is wrong.
Safety, as I would as a woman. I have the same rights as I would as a woman. But you want to be called a woman. That's the difference. Is like, yeah, we have the same rights. A man and a woman have the same rights. Whether I'm a millionaire as a man or a millionaire as a woman and single, we have the same rights. We have the exact same rights. That's law does not differentiate between the sexes. That's why I'm saying, like, you cannot call yourself a woman if you were a man and did whatever hormone therapy, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. Like, you're not.
It's its own category. It's its own category.
Your uterus. You know what I mean?
It needs to be its own category. It should not. You know, maybe it could be
Special Olympics.
Minwim.
I don't fucking know, but like,
or I don't know, just something. But
we have that many tranny fucking sports stars. Like, seriously, like.
And it's not the same as a hermaphrodite. People want to say that trans is the same as a hermaphrodite, and that's different too.
Everyone told me transvestite was a bad term because that means they're a prostitute. And I was like, well, I always thought tranny just meant they were like, you know, not.
I did too. Well, wait.
That was an offensive term, and I'm like, dude, I'm just calling it like I see it. Like, I'm not.
I have to do more research on this, really, because I'm not sure what the term. I'm not sure what the terminology. Because wait, tranny, isn't tranny a derivative of the word transvestite?
Which means, I guess, prostitute.
Well, let's look it up. I'm going to look it up right now. I don't think transvestite means prostitute, does it?
I can't. Listen, the word in there is vest. When I vest in Greek,
something. It'd be vest. Yeah, it'd be vestment.
When I first moved here to the West Coast, right, I went into a Walmart or a Target or whatever kind of fucking chain store, And I was like, yo, where are your wife beaters at? Talking about the tank tops, you know? And she was like, you can't call them wife beaters. And I was like, are you fucking
Okay.
kidding me? Like, okay, where are your guinea teas at? And she was like, you can't call them guinea teas either. And I'm like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to call them? And she was like, they're called sleeveless
Yeah,
tees.
by the way, there, Alex,
Okay.
what is you
You should have told her, I'll call him a wife beater T, and then smacked her in the head. That would have showed her.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what transvestite means. Transvestite means a person here's the actual definition. A person who dresses in clothes primarily associated with the opposite sex. Now, transgender means denoting or relating to a person whose sense of personal identity and gender does not correspond with their birth sex.
In other words, when you've got men playing women in dramatics and shows, where transvestite comes from, men who like to dress or play women's roles in women's clothes. It's not a gay thing. It's actually an autistic and maybe autistic thing, but anyway, never mind.
By the way, there, my friend, Mr. Vanguard, I love you, son. I think you're a lovely and a nice, reasonable guy. By the way, there, Mr. LD.
And this is interesting. Now we have the RR show in the chat. In the RR show,
Alex, I'm
transitioned.
Chill out.
Alex, you're talking over the top of me, and I think that's rather rude.
But
by
this
the way,
is
there,
my
Mr.
show.
LD, I do apologize to you, but really not for being a transsexual.
Now we have the RR show, and I have a question for the RR show. RR show, how do you define yourself so that we know? Because nobody knows.
Nobody.
Let's just slow down. People know.
No, we don't know.
Thank you, Woody. Woody, would you like to answer reasonable with Alex? Because Alex is not.
I stay out of this conversation.
By the pronoun they want to be called, he, she, whatever. But in my mind, I know that's a man.
In his mind of homosexualness.
But I would like RR show to answer either in the chat or for the RR show to come on here and let us know how the RR show defines themselves, because the RR show has been a major promoter of Skimask Andy, and we don't know.
Who's
the way you define shows would be, Alex? What would that be?
The Russian ruble show? The Russian ruble show? Maybe? Russian ruble?
The RR show, has been covering the Carterverse.
Rocky
Reina.
Willie would like to play with you. Unfortunately, I maybe do not wish to play with no one. You know why? Because no one could be maybe here. But my friends are here, Mr. Vanguard and Mr. Woody Woodpecker and Mr. LD, unfortunately, who likes to be a stranger and live in Las Vegas. Hi, LD. Nice to meet you. And maybe one day, maybe could stick it up your asshole and maybe not be gay, but maybe be human. Thank you there, Mr. LD. Back to you there, Mrs. Alexander, who's doing a good show tonight. I think she's been
okay. So at some point in time, I would like some clarification about the RR show host.
Yes.
I am going to wrap up today's podcast. I want to thank everybody for joining. I have to earn a living now. But thank you, LD, for coming on. I am going to do some clips, and I will go ahead and put out a little announcement about your upcoming event. Anyone who wants details about that, make sure that you do subscribe to LD Live. Thank you, Mr. Rizzo, for coming on the show very much and for introducing me to your two friends down here. Thank you, Woody, and thank you, Keith. Did I get your name right or wrong? Kevin.
Kev, what is Kevin.
Thank you for coming on, Kevin. Thank you everyone for watching. I do appreciate it. I didn't think it was going to turn into this kind of a podcast today, but it was good. I appreciate the company and everything. So take care. Have a great day. And that's it. Bye bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye, Alex.